In this video, we're going to be comparing two of my favorite compact travel strollers, the Nuna TRVL and the Joolz Aer Plus. If you're new here, I'm Emily. I'm the stroller mom. I review strollers and baby gear for families and moms, and I am a mom of two, almost three, and I put all these strollers to the test, and these have probably been some of my most used compact travel strollers of all the ones we've tested. So I'm super excited, if you're on the fence, to be able to kind of walk through some of the details, and I'm mainly going to focus on that. So if you do want to see full reviews of both of these strollers, I will link them below because I do have them. They'll go into more detail about the pros and cons, but we'll be focusing specifically on some of the differences. So starting with price, the Nuna TRVL retails at $500 in the US and the Joolz Aer Plus is $449. What is included in both of these strollers is the Joolz comes with a dust bag, as does the Nuna TRVL, but the Nuna TRVL for that $50 more gives you a built-in bumper bar, which also serves as a car seat adapter for all of the Nuna Pippa car seats, and an adjustable footrest that is not included in the Joolz and has to be purchased separately. With the Joolz in general, you do have to purchase everything separately, and they all run from $40 all the way up to $215 depending on what you're purchasing on the accessories. And so that added benefit of having those things included actually does make the Nuna TRVL, depending on the accessories you're looking for, potentially the better buy. Moving on to canopies, I've been really happy with the coverage of both of these strollers. I love how wide the canopies are. I feel like that's not something you see a lot on compact travel strollers, and I really, really like that. The extension on the Nuna TRVL is this. So you can see it has this little, you can tuck it in or it's here. I have found that overall it's pretty good coverage, and then something I love about the canopy on the Nuna TRVL that the Joolz does not have is a mesh peekaboo window that has magnet. I wish there was a magnet on the other side to hold it open, because especially when my baby's little, I like having it open all the time. But that's a preference for me. But I've just been really happy to have that, because a lot of compact travel stores, as I've done more and more of these reviews, do not have that, which is kind of frustrating. At least it's something I feel like should be an essential in a stroller. In regards to the canopy on the Joolz, it does have a longer extension, which is really easy to do. You just unzip it here. And then you can see it has very nice coverage, especially if your baby's napping. And then there is this really nice mesh panel up here for added airflow. I will say you cannot see your baby unless they're in the recline position using this mesh panel. So some people will call that a peekaboo window, but it depends. I mean, if your child's sleeping, then that's the only way you'd see them. Okay, moving down on the seats, and I actually have the Nuna TRVL in the recline position. The Nuna TRVL is actually super easy to adjust. In the back, I love this drawstrings, and it has a really nice upward position, upright position for your child. This is a big deal in compact travel strollers. A lot of them have a recline, and as your baby gets older, kind of 8, 9 months old into toddlerhood, they don't like to be at that recline. And so having a good upright seat position is really nice. There is some complaints on the flimsiness. I have found overall it actually isn't bad. I think the biggest downside on the Nuna TRVL seat back is the fact that it's not very high, so you can see how much higher the Joolz is. So what that means is your child's not going to be able to nap in it as they get older. So the taller your child is, as they get closer to that 2-year-old age gap, they're not going to be able to sleep in this stroller. And then to kind of make it worse, it has this mesh panel back here, which even if your kid's head could hang off a little bit, it hits their head, and it is very frustrating as someone who has experienced that with my toddler. They do have some nice mesh panels here for added airflow, which I really do like about the Nuna TRVL. And then they have this super nice magnetic buttons, which are just so easy to use. I have found that they do kind of slide off, so you have to keep them pretty tight. But the bumper bar is nice because it adds that extra protection. And then this adjustable footrest for the younger age is so nice that it's built in. It is a little flimsy, but it's okay. It's better than not having one like the Joolz, and then that lower footrest is great for your older child. On the Joolz, I really love the material on the Joolz Aer Plus. It is so nice. And you can see the seat back is really tall. My 3-year-old can actually still nap in this stroller. They cannot in the Nuna TRVL. So that's something I really like. I also love the buckles and how they kind of have these pads here that kind of keep them outright. What that means is when I'm trying to buckle my child in, I'm not having to fish to try and find all the buckles. So while they both have the 5-point harness, it's just super easy to navigate this on the Joolz. I wish it had a built-in footrest. I'm glad you can purchase one separately, but those type of accessories add up really quickly. And then the footrest on the bottom is sufficient for any toddler. In regards to the recline on the Joolz, it's probably one of people's biggest complaints about Joolz strollers because you do have to zipper it all the way around, which is kind of awkward. And then it has like this one side where there's like a buckle you have to extend here. Its recline in the US is not a full flat. In other countries it is. It's due to safety standards. I think Australia is the same way. So if you end up purchasing this in a different country, you will benefit from that. For us, this is the recline that we get. It's not necessarily recommended for newborns, but the thing that's so nice about the Joolz is you can purchase a carry cot, which allows it to be like a bassinet. I mean, it adds more price to it, but if this is going to be your primary stroller, that's a really nice feature to be able to use from 0 to 6 months and then move on to this seat. And at that point, they'll be able to use the recline. Great. I really like that there's this mesh panel here as well. And then you pull it up. In regards to the upright seat position, it's okay. It's not the best, it's not the worst. I would say it's pretty close to the Nuna TRVL though, which is one of the best ones. But my biggest complaint is definitely going to be that this fabric always gets stuck and I have to kind of tuck it back. But I love that you can take this seat cover off and wash it. Another slight difference on these stroller is the basket on the Joolz actually holds 1 pound more, so 11 pounds versus the 10 pounds on the Nuna. The Nuna is a little bit wider just based off how the stroller is, but they're very comparable. I've been happy with both. In regards to the push, both of these strollers actually have really nice push. However, I will say the Nuna TRVL is slightly bit better because it has bigger tires and slightly better suspension, which means this is going to be a great stroller if you're more in that suburban car to restaurant or grocery store lifestyle, because it does have that better suspension. However, the Joolz Aer does great. I mean, it's a European stroller. It does really well traveling across like cobblestone things. It's not amazing. No stroller really does amazing unless you're doing a jogger. But I've been really happy with the push on both of these strollers. One of my favorite features though is the fold. So the Nuna TRVL just takes the cake on the fold. You just push the 2 buttons and it just is so smooth. But you can see that it is a bigger fold, and that has a lot to do with the suspension and push there. And then for the Joolz, I will say, while it doesn't have the smooth fold, it is pretty easy. And I find that I'm not having to play with the fold a lot. It goes down like that, and I'll show you how I open it in just a minute. And then it has this super nice carry strap since it doesn't have the bumper bar, which I love. The other thing that's really nice is the Joolz does fold with its bumper bar. So if you end up purchasing that, not a lot of strollers do, and you can fold it with the car seat adapters as well, which I really like. The thing that I will say in size category is, while they're very comparable, the Joolz does fit in more overhead bins. So if that's something that's important to you when you're traveling, the Joolz Aer probably is going to be the better travel stroller if you're doing a lot of air travel, whereas the Nuna would probably be better for you wanting more of a compact travel stroller for your day-to-day life. All right, let me show you how to open these strollers. It's super easy on the Joolz. Like I said, I never have to like play with it. And then in regards to the TRVL, you just kind of pull it and it just pops so easily. One last thing to say on both of these strollers before I tell you who I think they're best for is the Joolz Aer does have a 10-year transferable warranty, which is amazing. The longevity you get and the backing behind this stroller is so nice. Nuna does have a 2-year. It's not transferable, but that's more standard. You'll see this more commonly with all other strollers. But that Joolz 10-year warranty is definitely something that could be a factor when you're trying to decide between these two strollers. In regards to who they're best for, I think the Joolz is great for someone who is traveling in airplanes a lot and likes that overhead bin compatibility. Another thing I will say on this stroller is, if this is going to be your main stroller, you want that carry cot bassinet for walks and being kind of in that more city walk-up lifestyle. That's something that's really nice about the Joolz. The other thing is it does have a car seat adapter for more car seats than just the Nuna Pippa. So it works with Cybex and Maxi Cozy and several other brands. So that may be a factor for you. In regards to the Nuna TRVL, I love it as a Nuna travel system. kind of going back to more the old strollers that were really, really popular not that long ago, but it just being able to so easily pop your car seat in and out on quick errands is so nice. While it only works with the Nuna Travel or the Nuna Pippa car seat series, there's a lot of car seats there, and a lot of parents get this car seat because it is an excellent car seat. So if you have the Nuna Pippa, you're not as concerned about an older, taller toddler being able to sleep in the stroller, this is a great option. And I have found that for like the suburban lifestyle, the fold on this stroller and the built-in bumper bar is just so nice for everyday use. I have used the stroller a ton and have traveled with it. It does work for that occasional travel, but you're gonna have to gate check it a lot of the time, which works for me because I'd rather baby wear. So it just kind of depends on what you're looking for in that. So I hope this video was helpful in deciding between the Joolz Aer Plus and the Nuna Travel and which one's right for your family. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. We review strollers all the time. Also, if there's another stroller you would like us to review, we're kind of at the end of our compact travel strollers that we had planned to review. So if there's something you'd like to see, please comment below. And the more comments I'm seeing on similar strollers, it helps me out a ton. So I really appreciate that. And thanks for watching.